What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. No, it's a Monday. I don't know what day it is, Eric. I always guess wrong. I hadn't even thought that far. You're muted. I am all over the place. We got 10 games for picks against the spread instead of 12 since 2 have already started. This is like the latest we've ever gone live with this episode, but had to visit the doctor and talk about various things, including my still bum ankle. But yeah, looking forward to just kind of rounding up some rumors in this one and doing picks against the spread. That's what we got on tap. Eric, how's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing, Tori?
Oh man, it's been a day. It's been a weekend. More and more as the season goes on, I go live with these streams and my brain's just all over the place and my intros are a mess. So, it's that time of year, All-Star break. Looking forward to that. Gonna need that to kind of refresh right now. But we're grinding up to the trade deadline, which is in a week and a half. It is 2 Thursdays from now. So
10 days.
Looking forward to it, man. So we'll discuss any latest NBA rumors. But first, we got to take a good old look at the picks against the spread standings as we head into this episode. I am still in first, despite going 3-5. Eric, last Thursday might have been the worst picks against the spread day of the season, as we collectively went 30-66 and 1-11 on double downs.
Horrible. And I moved up somehow in the standings thanks to the arrow.
Connor went a whopping 0-8. We picked 7 games. The 8 is due to the double down. 0-8. Brutal day for Connor. I was looking at standings.
Struggling.
Yeah, I was looking at standings a month ago and he was in third. He was like 74-62. So Connor, we'll see if he can break out of his slump. He's tied for last with Zach. Only 14 games back, though. Steven finally got out of the bottom 2, so congrats to him. I'm 3-5, and I don't lose any ground on the 3 people behind me. Is kind of wild. Crushable's the only guy with a positive day. Look at all those L's in the double down column. Absolutely brutal. We'll see if we can have better luck today. There was 2 games that already tipped off. It was this one. Score is 14-12. We're not going to pick it. And then the other one is this one. The score is 11-10. So we could technically pick this right now if you wanted to, Eric.
Since I already told the mods we'd be skipping the first 2, let's just skip it.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me. All right. So the actual first game we got is the Boston Celtics hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. The Celtics are 8-point home favorites.
All right, injuries in this one. Let me just refresh. We got... Come on. We have... All right, there it goes. Matt Ryan is out for the Pelicans. Boston has Porzingis and Luke Cornett contest out.
Alrighty, chat, here's your poll. Is Chase in here? Chase said he was going to make his picks in... Chase said he was going to make his picks in chat. Trevin sent me his picks. All right. So we got Celtics for Steven. I am also going to go with the Celtics.
I'm going Celtics as well. I have Zach's pick.
I got to change this to a Celtics logo. You remember I have to do this with every game.
Zach is Celtics as well.
Okay, so us 4 are Celtics. Crushables is going Pelicans. Let's see, we got 503 going Celtics. And we got Chase going Celtics, Trevin's going Pelicans. Alright, so we need Jackson, Connor, Arrow.
Connor Celtics.
Connor Celtics. Arrow is Celtics
Celtics.
as well. And Jackson is?
I don't know if he's here.
Dude, this is becoming too regular of an occurrence, man. He just refuses to send in his picks beforehand. Do you want to call him?
Yeah.
Chat is Pelicans, 64% of the vote. So the bottom row is all going Pelicans. Everybody else so far going Celtics. I even gave him extra time today to get his picks in or show up. And still, unfortunate. All right, next game, we got the Brooklyn Nets hosting the Utah Jazz. And the Jazz are a 1-point road favorite in this one. What's up, Devin? How you doing, man? We'll see if Eric can patch through to Jackson. Normally, it doesn't work.
No answer.
Typical.
All right, so injuries in this one, nothing for the Utah Jazz. The Nets are without Dorian Finney-Smith, Day'Ron Sharp, and Dariq Whitehead. Ben Simmons playing.
Wow, that's a shocker. I'm gonna go with the Nets. Strong logo.
I'm also going to go with the Nets.
All right, Eric's going Nets. We got Steven going Nets. We got Crushables going with the Jazz. Okay, Crushables went Jazz. We got 503 going Jazz. We got Chase going Jazz. We got Trevin going Jazz.
Let's see. Zach is.
Steven is Nets with us.
Zach's Nets as well.
Okay. We got Chat going with the Jazz. We got Arrow going with the Jazz. And Connor going with the Jazz. So lots of Jazz to wrap things up here. Alright, so me, you, Zach, Steven, Nets, everybody else going with the Jazz. Alrighty, next game. We got the Miami Heat hosting the Phoenix Suns. The Heat are 3-point home favorites.
All right, in this one we have Bull and Damian Lee out for the Suns. Drew Smith out for the Heat.
Feels like we've had a lot of light injury reports lately.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it is very good. Only downside is it gives me less time to type the chat poll. But good thing I type fast. I'm gonna go with the Heat. We got Suns for Connor. We got Suns for Trevin. And Suns for Chase.
I'm going to take Suns.
Eric is going with the Suns. What's that going with?
Zach is Heat.
Alright. And then if you can tell me Jackson's and Arrows when you get a chance.
Arrows is Heat.
Oh, yeah. Just Arrow, because no Jackson. I love the background music. Crushables is Suns. 503 is Suns. Okay, we got Suns. Steven is Suns. And chat is going with the Phoenix Suns as well. So me, Zach, and Arrow, everybody else going Suns.
It's
next game.
It's the oven. My wife's struggling with something over there. It's all good.
It's funny. I always enjoy the background noises, honestly.
Yeah.
As long as they're not piercing my ears.
Yeah, screaming kids.
It's always funny to hear the chaos in the Brant household. We got Houston hosting the Lakers, and the Lakers are 1-point road favorites.
All right, in this one we have, let me guess, LeBron and AD questionable. Oh, hey, they're not questionable. LeBron is in. Anthony Davis likely to play. Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent out. For the Rockets, Tari Eason and Victor Oladipo are out.
Lakers for Arrow, Rockets for Connor. I am also going to go Lakers.
I'm going Lakers as well.
Okay, me, you, Arrow, Lakers, Connor, Rockets. All right. We got Lakers for Chase. We got Lakers for Trevin. We got Steven going with the Rockets.
You just jinxed it, though, man. Arrow shouldn't have said anything.
Did he say easy money?
No, he said that Connor's been early with his picks. Now they're going to take forever.
I know, yeah.
Rockets for Zachary.
Okay, Rockets for Zach, and 503 went Lakers. Chat is Lakers 76% of the vote. So Zach, Connor, Steve, and Rockets. Everybody else Lakers. All right, next game we got the Memphis Grizzlies hosting. Where's my camera? There we go. Memphis is hosting the Kings, and the Kings are a 10-point road favorite.
All right, in this one we got just Sasha Vezenkov out for the Kings. All right, you said there was a light injury to report, but now we're to the Memphis Grizzlies. So we got Steven Adams, John Morant, Brandon Clark, Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard, Zaire Williams, John Concar, and Vince Williams all out.
Jeez, what's their starting lineup? Who's available? That's 11 players.
Well, get this. It's Jacob Gilyard, Scottie Pippen Jr., David Roddy, Santi Aldama, and Jaren Jackson Jr. They still have him.
Yeah, and then they just signed Matthew Hurt. You remember Matthew Hurt at Duke?
Yeah.
And he's gonna play. Yeah, I was thinking about going Grizzlies, but with Vince Williams, this is so absurd. Like, I was thinking about going Grizzlies, but with Vince Williams Jr. out, I'm gonna go Kings.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Kings.
That's what sways me here. That's crazy.
Zach is Kings. Arrowmancer Kings. Connor Grizzlies.
Is Connor just doing the opposite of what he thinks?
No idea. Maybe.
At this point, after 0-8, would have worked out last time. Kings for 503.
But with spreads, like, no matter what you pick, you should always be somewhat near 50%. So it's just bad luck if you don't.
Spread should be like 17-18, to be honest. I don't know. Kings for Arrow.
I don't. Okay. But the Grizzlies always seem to come up no matter what.
True. We got, let's see, Trevin's Kings, Chase's Kings. We got Steven Kings. We got Crushables going Kings. We got Chat going with the Kings, but only 52% of the vote. Connor Island. Alright. Next game. This is a battle for first place in the West. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves at 32-14. The Thunder are 2.5-point home favorites.
Hey, what's up, Jackson? You want to get your picks in? We're not doing the first the 4 o'clock games, but you have 5 minutes to get all the 4:30 games in. All right, but Jackson's coming.
Yay! I guess I gotta lecture him even harder, Eric, in our mod chat. Every time he does this, I'm going to lecture him harder.
Sounds like I woke him up.
Yeah, he did sound tired, didn't he? I could hear him. Oh, this man. Just send it. He just needs to send in his picks beforehand. It's not difficult.
Just say, here's my picks just in case, or whatever.
Yeah, what are the injuries in this one, Eric?
I'm trying to find this game. What the heck?
Control F.
I know. Here we go. All right, Timberwolves have Mike Conley and Jalen Clark out. The Oklahoma City Thunder have no one.
Light injury report, man. You love to see it.
It says Trey Mann not with team, not on injury report.
Weird.
Guess he's back with the team then.
Steven is Timberwolves, 503 is Timberwolves. I went Thunder. Okay, you got Timberwolves for Connor.
I'm going Thunder.
Alrighty.
They were looking ahead last night.
Yeah. Thunder for Trevin and Chase.
Zachary is going with the Timberwolves.
Okay, Arrow is Chat is Thunder.
There's Jackson's picks for this first 6 games.
Okay. So we got Celtics, so it's just a bottom row there. And then we got, can you read them to me?
Celtics, then Jazz,
Yep.
Suns.
Okay, let me put in the Suns. That makes this 9v3. All right, next game.
Lakers.
Okay, Lakers, another 9v3. Next game.
Kings.
Kings, so that's a Connor Island.
Thunder.
And Thunder. All right, what'd Arrow go?
Arrow and Timberwolves in this game.
All right, so that's a 7v5. All right, 4 more games left. Next game. Where's my camera going, man? We got the Spurs hosting the Wizards, and the Spurs are a 3.5-point home favorite.
All right, in this one, we got Isaiah Livers out for the Wizards and Zach Collins, Charles Bassey out for the Spurs.
We got Spurs for 503.
Wizards for Zach.
Okay. For Zachary. Alrighty. We got Steven going. How many games did he give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He only gave me 10 games. Oh, he gave me 11 games. And he gave me Spurs, okay. So Steven Spurs Crushables is... Dude, it is so hard looking through all these games when everybody sends them in a completely different order. Crushables is Wizards. What'd you go, Eric?
I am gonna go with the Spurs.
Your Spurs. Chase's Wizards. And Trevin is Spurs. So we need Jackson Connor. Can you look at
Jackson Spurs, Arrow Spurs, Connor? I do not see a pick yet.
He did jinx it. He absolutely jinxed it.
Jackson, what you could do is just give me your picks before the stream at any point, and then if you happen to not be available or miss it, then I have your picks already.
Alrighty. Connor. Oh my goodness, mods, man. Wizards. Okay. Cool. Good old 4v8. Alright. Next game, we got the Dallas Mavericks hosting the Orlando Magic. The Mavericks are 4.5-point home favorites.
All right, the Magic are without Markelle Fultz and Gary Harris. The Magic are without Markelle Fultz and Gary Harris. Did I say Mavs? I don't know. They're so close. The Mavs are without Derrick Jones Jr., Dante Exum, and Kyrie Irving.
That's an interesting game. The Magic have been struggling, but they got the pieces to defend Luka. If any team has pieces to defend Luka, it might be the Magic. Because they got a lot of length that can play on the perimeter. I'm gonna go with the Magic. These teams are so similar, I had to break out the gray Dallas Mavericks logo.
I'm going Magic as well.
Okay, you're going Magic. We got...
I don't see why you keep saying you just need to not try, Jackson. You can just give me your picks, and if you happen to show up, then you can make your picks in chat, and I'll just ignore them. That's what Zach does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mavs for Jackson. That's what Trevin did, and that's what all our podcast hosts do. All right.
Zach is Mavericks.
Okay, Zach Mavericks. Steven did not pick this game. Okay, okay, Steven just sent his pick in. You know what's funny is, like, I think Steven is, at this time on Mondays and Thursdays, is working the radio show for 750.
Yeah.
And he'll, like, forget to pick a game, and I'll send him, and he'll get it back immediately to me. I love it. Right. He's literally producing a radio show, so no excuses, mod. Mavs for Connor. All right. Let's see. Trevin, Magic, Chase, Magic. Can you give me Arrow's pick when you see it?
Arrow's the Dallas Mavericks.
Cool. And then, let's see. All right, and then we got Crush going Mavericks, 503 going Magic. So Crush, okay. And then chat is going Mavericks, 54% of the vote. Been a lot of close votes today, which makes this a good old 7v5 in favor of the Mavericks. All right, 2 games left. We got the Denver Nuggets. This is a great game. The Denver Nuggets hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. Denver's a 4-point home favorite.
All right, this one we got no one out for the Bucks, and Doc Rivers is making his coaching debut. For the Nuggets, we just got Julian Strawther and Vlatko Konkar out.
All right. I think the Bucks are going to get up and play pretty hard in this one for their new coach. I don't like the Doc Rivers hire, but I do like it tonight. So therefore, I am going with the Bucks. All right, we got Bucks for 503. We got Bucks for Trevin. We got Nuggets for Chase.
I'm going to go Nuggets.
Alrighty, Eric is Nuggets. Bucks for Jackson.
Zach is Bucks.
Okay, Zach is Bucks. Steven is Bucks. We got Crushables going Bucks. Then need Connors and Arrows. Chat is going Bucks, 64% of the vote. I see Arrows Milwaukee, and then let me know what Connor goes. That's rough, Connor. Unlucky. Final game is going to be your Portland Trailblazers, by the way. We got Bucks for Connor, which means Eric and Chase are on their own with the Nuggets. Final game, your Portland Trailblazers host the Philadelphia 76ers, and the 76ers are 8.5-point road favorites.
All right, in this one, Philadelphia is without Joel Embiid as the big one. Kenneth Lofton Jr., D'Anthony Melton, Robert Covington also out. And Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris are both questionable. So I won't know if either of them are playing. The Blazers, they're without, of course, Shaedon Sharpe still, Moses Brown, and Robert Williams. Malcolm Brogdon is the only one listed as questionable after their whole team was listed as questionable last game.
I feel stupid for this, but I'm going to go with the home team and with the points. Blazers for Crushables. We got Blazers for 503. And Steven went Blazers. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a popular double down pick.
Zach's Blazers. I'm going to take Philly.
All right, Zach is Blazers. You're taking Philly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Jackson and Connor both went Blazers.
Jackson, Connor, Chase, all Blazers.
I want an island.
You want an island on this one?
I don't. Not necessarily this one. I just want an island because I don't know who to pick for my double down. So.
Well, it's not going to be an island because Trevin is going Sixers.
All right. What?
Arrow needs to make a pick. Chat is going with the Blazers.
He picked. Oh God.
I'm doubling down on one of the final 6 games because...
G. Willikers wants to know how you feel about your boy Paul Reed facing Dominatoner.
Dominator? We got Blazers for Arrow. I mean, he was my former guy. Out the mud, unfortunately, is no longer.
Oh, what happened?
Just tough to get. Was tough to find days to record, and the recording process was tough, and then guests dropping out. It was just kind of rough, so yeah, unfortunate, but we tried. Double down time. You got a lot of double downs on the Blazers. I'm gonna figure out my double down first, and then we can start filling them in. I'm going to... Oh, man. I'm gonna double down on the Kings. Okay, we got Blazers as a double down for Steven, Crushables, and 503.
And Zachary.
Man. Interesting.
Jazz for Connor.
All right.
Arrows, Lakers. That's bad logic, Connor.
What was his logic?
I don't care if it's an island. I'm not doubling down on Memphis.
I can't blame them, bro. They're playing Matthew Hurt.
With your records lately, you should just be all in on weird stuff like doubling down on Memphis. Mavs for Jackson.
Okay. We got Clippers for both Trevin and Chase.
Mine and Chat's is Spurs.
Okay, you said Mavs for Jackson. Your Spurs, Chat Spurs, Chase is the same as Trevin. All right.
Wait, we didn't pick that game.
Oh, yeah, we didn't pick Clippers, huh? Okay, so I need a different double down from them.
I messaged Trevin before the stream, but haven't heard from him.
All right, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, they can always do another one a different day, maybe.
Yeah. All right, and then chat was Spurs, and then, yeah, we could just treat it like a push if push comes to shove. No pun intended, and that concludes push against the spread.
Oh,
10 games.
Trevin's Jazz now.
Okay, cool. Trevin Jazz. Alrighty. Man, that was a long segment. 10 games. This is the most games we've had in a while. Connor and Trevin Jazz. Eric and Chat Spurs. 503 Steven Crush and Zach Blazers. I'm Kings. Jackson's Mavs and Chase.
Go to message him or just see if he can pick another game.
Game that hasn't started. Alright, cool. That concludes picks. Once again, here's a look at the standings. Good luck to everyone. Especially me. And, okay, so trade rumor roundup. We're just going to talk various NBA trade rumors for about 10 to 15 minutes here. And then we're going to be live later tonight, so we don't have to go too in-depth on things. But I did simply just want to search NBA trade rumors on Google and see what pops up and talk about whatever the latest rumors are.
I did see one thing this morning that Quinn Snyder in Atlanta is begging the team not to trade DeJounte Murray. I don't know if that'll work or not, but
Yeah, lobbied them to keep DeJounte Murray. It's funny because DeJounte Murray's name popped up in trade conversations, and then he hit back-to-back game winners. But the Atlanta Hawks are struggling. They're one of the 6 teams that don't play today. They're sitting in 10th place in the East at 19-27, only a half game better than the Brooklyn Nets. So they might not even be a play-in team. And they haven't been a team that's really been bitten by the injury bug. So healthy, they're still just below average, mediocre, kind of stuck in the middle though. So definitely need a change of direction there in Atlanta, and I think it would have to be DeJounte Murray, but just depends on what they're getting offered for him because they traded their future picks for him. And those were unprotected picks, right, Eric?
At least 2 of them were, I believe.
Which was absolutely a mistake. DeJounte Murray was never good enough to trade unprotected picks for, in my opinion, and this is why teams normally don't trade unprotected picks for players unless they're legitimate stars. The problem is DeJounte Murray is a borderline star at best, and his defense I always thought was a little overrated. I think it's regressed a little bit. So
yes,
he's going to be the name to watch, especially with Brogdon too. DeJounte Murray is like the one guard ahead of him in the trade market.
25 and 27 unprotected firsts, 26 unprotected pick swap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's a name to watch just for Brogdon because I think teams will go after DeJounte Murray first. Also, Zach LaVine is another name to watch, although his trade value is questionable at best for such a big name. Bruce Brown, it's going to be interesting to watch his trade market play out because I don't think he stays in Toronto, but he's on basically a 1-year deal worth around $20 million. So it is going to be hard for teams to match with a player they'd want to give up for Bruce Brown. So that could be the one holdup there that actually keeps Bruce Brown in Toronto, or if Toronto gets bad enough, they could just buy him out, and he could be a buyout target for a number of teams.
That'd be so crazy. Can you imagine after the championship saying Bruce Brown's going to be a buyout player the next year?
I know, yeah. He'd probably... Could he go back to Denver then? Because he's been traded once. Although Denver didn't trade him, so yeah, he could go back to Denver because they didn't trade him.
Yeah.
Well, he just left them in free agency.
I'm not sure what their salary situation is because you can't sign buyouts if you're in the second apron anymore. I'm not sure if they are or not.
Yep. There's a rumor that the Mavs are interested in Kyle Kuzma. We've also seen the Mavericks tied to Jeremy Grant's name, but given the Blazers seemingly want to keep Jeremy Grant, it seems like the Mavs would have to give up too much in order to get Jeremy Grant. They're not going to give up Derek Lively. Seems like the asking price for Jeremy Grant is too high right now. The Mavs have pivoted, and there's a report that there's mutual interest between them and the Wizards for a Kyle Kuzma deal, which it makes sense for the Wizards to move off Kyle Kuzma for a lot of the same reasons why it makes sense for the Blazers to move off Jeremy Grant. But it sounds like the Wizards actually have a direction finally after being stuck with Bradley Beal while being mediocre at best for years.
Well, they got a new front office last offseason. They're definitely going rebuild mode.
Yeah.
And I think that was the right decision.
Yep. So, just scrolling down, everything else is just kind of trade ideas. Jonathan Kuminga has been playing some good basketball lately. It seems like he's a guy that won't be on the move. Just my gut feeling.
Zeb says thoughts on chances Simons gets traded. I think it's close to 0% chance.
Yes, I also agree with that.
Anthony Locoma says, I don't think it's likely, but what do you think about if the Pacers wanted to put Grant at the 3 next to Pascal? Do you think he would fit and we could still get Hield and Walker? I don't think we're trading Jeremy. And I don't know if... I mean, if we can get a blue-chip young player like Jarris Walker, Alcere Thompson, I don't know. Like, if we can get one of those guys for Jeremy, I think you absolutely have to pull the trigger. I don't think Portland's interested in doing so.
I mean, I would trade Jeremy Grant for Jarris Walker in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Other people disagree with that, and the Blazers, I feel like, also would not do that. So what I would do and what the Blazers would do is two completely separate things, of course. Jeremy Grant does make more sense for the Pacers at the small forward spot than the power forward spot next to Miles Turner because of rebounding purposes, although I'm not sure Pascal Siakam is a good enough rebounder to carry both of them. But offensively, that would be a very intriguing lineup. Defensively, I don't think Jeremy Grant at the 3 really helps them at all.
Yeah.
But you'd have Halliburton, Mathurin, who's kind of struggled this year. A little sophomore wall for him, but you'd have Halliburton, Mathurin, Grant, Siakam, Miles Turner. That's an interesting lineup for sure. Any other questions we'll answer before we head out of here?
Devin Ford says potential 3-team deal with the Knicks and Rockets. We get Cam Whitmore. Rockets get Grimes and Rob Williams. Knicks get Brogdon.
Why would the Rockets give up Cam Whitmore for Quentin Grimes?
Yeah, they wouldn't. I think their interest in Rob Williams is they're trying to get him for cheap because he's injured. I don't think it's anything more than that or something they're willing to give up one of their prospects for. Now, maybe if they're really interested in Brogdon still, like the rumors were before the season, maybe they give up one of them for Brogdon and Robert Williams or something.
One of who? Whitmore and who?
Or like one of their young players like Tari Eason or so, I don't know, someone like that.
I don't think there's any chance to give up a men. I think a men is on a different tier. They spent
Right.
the 4th overall pick on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam Whitmore is their next highest value young player. I think you're at least going to have to trade Brogdon and probably another piece to get Cam Whitmore because Cam Whitmore has had some impressive NBA moments recently and tore up the G League. So, you know, he's young, super high upside, and he's already starting to flash that upside. It's going to be really hard to get Cam Whitmore. I think, honestly, at the end of the day, they probably would have to trade Jeremy Grant to Houston, and Houston would obviously have to really want Jeremy Grant in order to get Cam Whitmore. Although I guess Jabari Smith is probably higher value to them than Cam Whitmore right now. What were you saying?
Not that this matters to them, I guess, but he plays similar position to Jabari.
Yeah. Jabari Smith's having a good sophomore year. 3-point shooting's up, finishing's up, rebounding's up. So, I mean, if you could have any chance of getting Jabari Smith, like that'd be a guy I'd obviously be hard after for whatever, but he's basically probably their number one young player right now, then a men's 2, then Cam Whitmore's 3.
So Devin asks, is there any 3-team trades we could see with us and the Rockets? If there is, it's probably because we have a contract that we don't like. For example, if we traded Thibault to the Bucks, which isn't going to happen, but just an example, and Pat Connaughton still has like 2 or 3 years left on his deal, so maybe we could flip him to Houston for Oladipo or something and get him expiring instead of taking on that salary in future years, something like that. I'd be surprised if it was anything where we got one of their good young players.
Yeah, agreed. Any other trade rumors to touch upon? Tyler James asks Torrey if that's their priority. Wouldn't Tari be more attainable? Yes, Tari is more attainable than all 3 of those guys, in my opinion, but I want him less than all 3 of those guys for the same reason why he's more attainable. He's just not as good of a prospect. He's a solid young player, though.
Yeah, it seems like, well, apparently Zach LaVine's value is very low.
Yeah.
To the point where I don't know. I thought for sure the Bulls would trade him, but if they're not getting anything, but
yeah, they're a 9 seed, and they're only 2.5 games behind the 7 seeds, so they're probably going to trick themselves into thinking that this is just the best thing to do, just get some playoff games.
I mean,
because
they beat us last night without him.
What'd you say?
They beat us without LaVine last night.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're only 3 games below 500. So, if they don't get back, they're not going to get back much value, in my opinion, for DeRozan either. I think they just hang on to basically everyone and don't do anything, which is kind of the Bulls' MO.
Yeah. Someone, I think it was Tommy, said earlier, get ready for Cronin to really value Jayshawn Tate from the Rockets.
Please, though.
That might be a name from that what we were talking about last night. It
Yeah,
just doesn't make any sense for us.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Gross.
yeah. Will Nix asked, does Utah trade Lauri Markkanen? I feel like it could happen. If you asked me earlier in the season, I would have said there might be a chance that OKC overpays for him and kind of goes all in.
Mm-hmm.
Based on I think he would be a really good fit there, and also it wouldn't really screw them up too much to overpay. Like they wouldn't have to give up any of their core
Yeah,
because of all the picks they have. So I think that would be awesome for OKC. Might suck for the rest of the West, but um, everything I've heard since Utah started doing well again, that they're not interested in moving Markkanen. Could just be Ainge trying to bust up or boost his value, but yeah, I don't know.
yeah. So, not many players are available. Not many high caliber players seem to be available. There's more buyers than sellers. That's why it makes sense to try and maximize the value for Malcolm Brogdon and Jeremy Grant. Because a lot of teams I can see standing pat, not trading guys. I can see some teams being willing to overpay for a player like Jeremy Grant.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect time to trade him, in my opinion. But I'd be shocked if it happens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, next offseason I think is going to be really fascinating. Obviously, where the Blazers pick, who they draft, but just the direction of the roster. The first offseason after starting the rebuild, the first offseason after trading Dame.
They're not rebuilding though, right?
Yeah, well, that's why it's going to be fascinating to see what direction they pick and how consistent they are with it. I mean, I'm expecting a offseason I'm frustrated with, but we'll see. I mean, I can't wait to draft Kyle Filipowski at 7, you know?
Yeah. Well, Tyler asked me earlier in the stream, your hypothetical last night where Dillingham goes 7, or we picked Dillingham at 7, who would I pick at 11? But it's kind of hard to answer that without knowing who goes 8, 9, and 10 in that scenario. And I mean, I'm taking Chomsky if he's in the draft at 11, but I don't know if that's probably not a realistic pick that high. So I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk more about draft prospects on the stream tonight. Assuming we lose this game, we'll have Tankathon, but we can talk prospects even if we win. So I guess we'll just save that talk for then. We'll have the postgame show tonight on the main channel after the Blazers take on the 76ers, going live around 9:30. Probably going to try and cut that stream slightly short because we streamed for a while last night and then obviously had this stream. So I'm going to try and make that stream as hard-hitting and fast and efficient as possible. Looking forward to that.
What's all right? So, he says maybe I should say what's the lowest you pick Big Z? I'm assuming he's meaning Bavisic. I mean he's played like 2 or 3 games. Like
it's hard to say.
Like I asked that question later on. That's his range right now could be anywhere from late lottery to like. I mean, he was off of some people's draft boards, at least top 60 or whatever, just a week or two ago. So, yeah.
We need more film on him at the NCAA level.
There's no way to answer that question right
He had a super impressive debut and then hasn't really done anything since. So, yeah. But he's new to the team, so we just need to see a bigger sample size.
Okay, whatever. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need more sample. We need more footage on him. Valid question.
I mean, we could just guess and say, yeah, sure, he'll be there. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Upside, yeah. The thing is with upside, and I'll continue to say this with draft prospects, there's their ceiling, and then there's the likelihood that they'll reach that ceiling or get close to that ceiling. Somebody can have a super high ceiling, but be super unlikely to reach that ceiling. Mm-hmm. Because it's just every player's different. Some players can have immense upside and have a really good chance of fulfilling it, right? So, the you might draft a player because you like their upside more than another player's who has a higher ceiling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you like the
A
chance that a player becomes a star.
A lot of draft picks, you can make a case that they're this player could, like Nasir Little, right?
Yeah.
He could be a star if he reached his potential. You made a video about Nasir Little has all-star potential, right?
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, like you said,
it wasn't likely though. Like looking back, yeah.
The Mariners just traded for Jorge Polanco.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's somebody that Steve really wanted. Who'd they... Okay, well, it's time to wrap up the stream. Go Mariners, go Niners, go Blazers. Twins got 4 players in return.
I don't know who.
Mariner fans are hyped. I've seen a lot of Mariner fans that wanted Jorge Polanco. Mariner fans that I trust.
You might.
I need to look up his number.
Did you finally find a second baseman that will not come here and just absolutely be garbage?
Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't regress. Okay, well, I'm actually feeling pretty decent now. So last year in 80 games, 14 homers, OPS of 789. I mean, that's pretty good for a second baseman. I'll take it compared to the production we've had there. Yeah, cool. We needed another, like, back end of the... I think he'll hit back end of the line. We need another bat of that caliber. So, need offensive depth because that's the problem in previous years. Just haven't had enough offensive depth. So, cool. Let's go.
Torrey in 5 minutes. Ben Simmons is a +12 and has 6 assists.
Yeah, I saw that comment. What is happening right now? Anyway, before more chaos happens, I think we need to wrap up the stream, but we'll be live later tonight. Hopefully you guys can catch us on the post-game show. Appreciate you all, as always. And anything else, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you guys after the game, hopefully.
Yep. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!